Like, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
It really, really does in my life. And it's funny because when I talk about what's happened in the last 30 days in my life, everyone's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, no, it's just a Tuesday. Like, the sky is falling, I swear. And I try to be pretty optimistic and like positive, but the last 30 days have done me dirty.
It's been through the ringer.
I know. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, let's just say starting, it's kind of all been closer to like 45 days, but like, let's say starting about Halloween time.
Okay.
My car,
Yes.
I drive Rogue, it just started having issues. So I take it in and they give me a list of a few things to fix. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll put it on the list. That's like quite expensive.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, the car just dies. Transmission goes out. None of the issues they told me had to do with the transmission. They were all like driving things. They weren't like engine things. So I'm like, what the heck? I paid a $200 shop fee to not find out that my transmission was 30 seconds from going.
Right.
So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a car. So I take it into the shop. They're not going to fix it. They're like, sorry, it's not covered under the warranty that you have. But I have the warranty.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be forever.
Right.
It's not. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, great, I don't have a car. So what do? I can either go upside down in a new car, or I can try to make the smart decision and buy a older car, like in cash, right? So I'm like, I'm going to do the smart thing for the first time in my life. I'm not going to go into debt for this. I'm going to just buy an older car in cash. So that's what I do, right?
Yeah.
My neighbor sells it to me. He's like, oh, I've never had any issues with this car. It's been super reliable. Like, here you go. So I'm like, perfect. Well, I drive the car, and I had the car for what?
Not long.
It was 3 weeks, John.
Yeah, it wasn't a long time.
I had this car for 3 weeks, and it dies.
Yeah.
It dies. And so I get I'm driving this car, and it dies in Scipio, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I had been driving like back from a trip. So this trip that's supposed to take 10 hours, we are now on our 16th hour.
Oh, you got the kids in the car.
I have like kids in the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, my car dies in Scipio. So then I'm like, oh, it's okay. If I can get it to the top of the hill in Scipio, because and then you go down into Nephi.
Yep.
And like through Holden into Nephi. And I'm like, if I can do that, I can get some momentum. I can get to Nephi, and that's a little closer to home. So I get this little engine that could to the top of the hill in Scipio, and I start working my way down. I'm like, oh yeah.
Now you got
we
it.
got momentum, whatever. I hit 2 deer.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. 2 deer run out in front of me.
Yeah.
And I clipped one in the front. It kept running. I hit one in the back. But I'm like, I can't stop.
Gotta keep going.
Need the momentum.
Right.
So I was like, sorry. My kids are sleeping through all of this.
Oh, you're lucky.
So I hit 2 deer.
Yeah.
And I get to Nephi. I'm like, oh my gosh, I make it to Nephi. And then I'm like, okay, let's see if I can get to Payson. I make it to Payson, park the car, get a ride the rest of the way home, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is going on? So then I'm carless again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Mark Miller Subaru was like, Chantel, you have been through enough.
Yeah, they heard you
Let us
complaining
help
about
you
it.
out. And so now my car situation is at a pause.
You're in neutral.
I'm in neutral on the car situation because Mark Miller Subaru is just amazing, and I'm driving a brand new Forester, and it's beautiful. Can't say enough nice things about this car or that dealership.
Right.
They really treat you like family. And so I'm like, okay, got the car situation like kind of figured out. No big deal, right? Then my boyfriend breaks up with me, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. It has been 30-ish days of just one thing after another. I had to go to court against my ex-husband. I'm just like, can we get through the end of this year, John? Will I make it?
And with court, you still don't have any answers.
It
keeps getting pushed back, so now you're July of 2024.
The can got kicked from December to July. Put me out.
So you got all those.
Put me out.
At least you had someone to talk to and lean on.
Yeah, I was like, it's okay. I have a
That's
person.
Gone.
Yeah. Here we are.
At least it's not the holiday time to where, it's harder to get. Oh, it is.
Oh, it is the holiday time. What planet are you living on?
worse
We have
to-
less than 2 weeks to Christmas.
Yikes.
Like, you guys, at this point, because normally I always say bad things happen in threes.
Right.
And then something really great's going to happen. I think I'm on my 17th bad thing.
You're gonna be
And I'm skipping a lot in the middle there.
You're going to have a really good 2024. That's what I'm hearing.
That's what they said after 2020. They were like, oh, it's okay. 2021 is going to be the best.
It didn't happen.
My husband cheated on me in 2021.
It didn't happen.
Oh, my gosh. Like, we
can only go up from here.
That's what they're saying.
Right.
But they've been saying that to me for now. It'll be 4 years. So before I head into 2024, I really would like to see the fine print.
Yeah.
Like,
see if you agree upon it.
I want to see if I agree upon it before I continue on my journey here.
It's been brutal for you.
Literally.
Hey, since you are single,
I
got you covered.
You're going to bring that up again?
Your pickup line at 9.
Okay, thank you.
Is up next. It's Taylor Swift.